So Proverbs 1, 8, and 9 goes on to talk about listening to your parents, your father and your mother, and of course this is Solomon speaking, and speaking directly to his son. And then it goes on to say that it will be like somebody putting, like a garland around your neck, or chains of gold. And the cool thing about that is that when Joseph and Daniel were elevated in the Bible, they were given chains around their neck. So this just gives that idea of elevation. And I think it's just so important to listen to not necessarily our parents all the time, because not everybody has great parents all the time, but this can certainly be talking about people that do have good parents. And even if your parents are great, we all need mentors in our life. We all need people who are living life the right way, other Christians, more mature Christians, to just help us and give us some instruction. I remember I was 17 when I gave my life to Christ, and there's just a lot of confusion in the beginning. I mean, there's less confusion as you go on and you get to know God better, but man, in the beginning especially, I needed someone. I needed a mentor. My dad was great. He had so many books for me to read. He never forced Christianity on me to give my life to Christ, but he taught it. My parents talked about it, and they loved me, and they were good examples. But I still needed someone outside of that, and it's just been great having mentors my whole life to help me live, because they've lived longer and they've been through more stuff. But the Bible is also very big on just even if parents are not that great, of listening to them when you're a child, and honoring them and respecting them, even to the point where people were stoned to death in the Old Testament. According to Deuteronomy, they were told that if you've got a rebellious child that just doesn't listen, then that's severe, but stoning was what God asked them to do. So it's definitely a big deal. I think God is really big on authority. And then we've also got to understand just that it's amazing that humans are just one generation after another. The people that are here have not been here that long. All of us on earth right now, we've only been here for about, I don't know, the oldest person is probably like 120, even if that. And so it's just so important for us to listen to the wisdom of those that have lived before us. And I think this is also can talk about people that have lived, long before us. And so let's do that. Let's listen to the generation before us and the generations before us to have that wisdom. And if you get that wisdom from them, the Bible promises that, and I believe the symbolism of the garland and the chain around your neck is just saying that you're going to make good decisions and you're going to be able to be elevated. I hate seeing, especially in the entertainment industry, how people with disrespect, it just seems like they can get elevated. That's like the one area in life you can get elevated, is in entertainment with disrespect, and that's horrible. So don't be like that. So allow God to elevate you by submitting to authority, learning from your parents, and learning from mentors.